Hey everyone, and welcome to the Infinite Respawn podcast. I'm Chicken.
I'm Oak Tree.
I'm Grif.
I'm Baka.
What's up,
What
guys?
up?
How's it going?
It's going. I will say, when I looked at Oak real quick, I thought he still had the little
The beard
glasses
thing
one.
on?
The filter thing on.
the filter on. I was like, oh
Yeah,
no, he's got
for
a
those
filter
that don't
on.
know, we do play with, like, there's like this whole filter thing that we do beforehand.
We see all
Griff's
the new
usually an
ones.
avocado, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, they took away my goldfish, so whatever.
Avocado.
But they gave you the brain back.
Yeah, but it's
That
not
is
as
true.
good as goldfish. What games has everybody been playing this week? No,
Team
okay.
fight.
He started.
Little team fight. And then I played Overwatch. I actually played some rank.
Oh wow. What'd you queue
And
as with the
I did a bit of everything, but when I queued the first time as a tank, I realized that there might be an issue with this system because the healer that I got only queued because he was as a healer because he
Whose
was
dog is
tired
that?
of- Mine.
Okay.
He's scratching.
Stop that.
I can't tell him to quit scratching.
Well, you could take his collar off so that he doesn't make noise.
Doesn't matter. Let him finish his story.
but he only queued as a healer because he got tired of waiting so long as DPS. So he queued as Ana and he didn't heal the whole time. He just sniped at people. So we got basically me and the other tank were constantly being killed because
No healing.
the other healer couldn't keep us alive alone. And no, he wasn't healing anyone else, and he even flat out said, "I only queued as just because I got tired of long waits for DPS." So it's like,
well, then play a different role, buddy. That's why they did this. Expand your champion pool. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, your best
That's
bet is to
crazy.
report him and move on.
I would have.
I would have. Oh,
I
definitely. Definitely. In
I
situations
think
like
pretty
that.
much the entire team did, but I mean, I already see that as like being a problem for people who only want to play DPS but don't want to wait 5 minutes for a queue.
I'm serious. Here's how you play DPS if you can't get into the DPS queue. You go tank, you pick Orisa. Bam! She's a machine gun and she has a shield. All you have to do is throw your shield down, your team can stand behind it, you don't have to actively tank, you can shoot the machine gun if you're that hard up to play a DPS. And if you're that hard up to play nothing but DPS, I seriously think that that's not the game for you. Find another game.
I mean, sorry, but that's how it is. It's like if you want to play DPS, you gotta take everything that comes
If
with
all
it.
you're interested in is killing people, there's a game called Call of Duty. There's a new one every year. All you have to do is shoot folks. I would recommend that one to you. And then, when Halo comes out, generally most of that's going to be like deathmatch and stuff. You can play that instead. Stop playing Overwatch because you obviously have no idea how it works.
right. Right.
What else have you guys been playing?
I of course played some more Sea of Thieves because that's what I do. And hopefully I got the completed Master Chief ship. Hopefully I wasn't too late for it because it was yesterday that we ended up playing. It ended up being a really good time. I think we got on the ship at, I want to say like 7 p.m. our time, and I got off at like 1. So we were on there for a while, but we were able, we had a couple assholes. We had one that was on a sloop that was trying to be an asshole. And I do what I do best, which is hop off with a freaking barrel and eliminate him. But it was perfect because they had dodged the barrel twice. And I guess they didn't realize I jumped off the last time. And I thought they had because they were moving over to one side. And I was able to, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to miss them. So I went ahead and lit the barrel. But I was able to snag the freaking ladder, went up to the top. Both of the guys are sitting right at the wheel. And so it exploded, killed all 3 of us. And they were, one of them was able to make it back and was hanging out at his loot. And the crazy thing about it to me is the thing that they've implemented in the game now are the little cursed chests. And those cursed chests, they have the Reaper's chest. Everyone can see them on the map. So people can chase you. Well, these guys had one on them and was chasing us. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just take it somewhere? Why are you chasing us? That makes no sense. So we end up taking it and then we end up getting wrecked by some dudes when we're trying to turn it in, because smartly they parked. They could tell which direction we were coming from, so they parked on the opposite side of a outpost and waited on us inside of the actual area that you have turned into Duke. And so they just sit there and waited and just wrecked us. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. I can't argue with it. They waited and looked. One of them was watching on the map enough to be able to go through and do it. I was like, you got a little bit more time on your hands than I do, but I got to give you props because you were able to do that. But it was, that part was pretty good. I also started Remnant this week. And from the Ashes, Remnant from the Ashes, and it's brilliant. It's really good. I'm stuck right now on a really hard boss, at least for me. It's very difficult. Been playing it, and but it's satisfying. Like Dark Souls to me is that grindy feel. This doesn't have that grindy feel to it, and I think that if you're interested in the game and you like the Dark Souls feel, I think you'll be fine. If you're kind of iffy, I would watch gameplay of it and decide if it's for you or not. Because since you have the guns and everything else, it doesn't feel like I'm not rage quitting yet on this game. So I just feel like, but you're going to have that grind where you've got to go back and do that type of stuff. So I think it's continuing on with the game. It seems very, very fun. And I like the fact that you can replay levels to do some of your grinding, and plotline wise is pretty neat too with the alternative present, if you will. So we'll just kind of have to see. But that's I think that's all I played this week. Oh, I played some Destiny 2 as well, and I was able to play with a friend of mine that lives here. That he's a huge Destiny fan. He's one of those people that's got 2,400 hours into it. He was really excited because he's able to move his character from Destiny 2 over to PC because he usually was a PlayStation person. And now that you're able to transfer all your information, he can now transfer everything over to PC. And now he's just waiting out the whole Steam thing. But it should be. It was really fun because I was able to kind of see what he's able to do as somebody that's a 750 versus me that's not. Like just how quick he's popping heads off and stuff like that. But then, it was great. Remember, I told you all about the fact that we'd go into an area and there would be like something that was a 605. Mm-hmm. And if you're small, you're just going to get wrecked. It was nice to have somebody with me that could take care of that while I hide behind a rock, basically. Yeah, so it was. He was like, "Here, you handle the public event because that one's doable, and I'll go handle the guy that's just pommeling everybody because everybody else that was in the area doing the public event." There was maybe 150, but the rest of them were like 14, 15s, right around the same level as my character was. So I was like, he was like, I'll go over here. And of course, you watched the other 50 go over there with him too to take care of the big guy while we were to help us out. But I was able to level up a couple more times and got through the main plot line again. So now I just have to go through the grind of going through the 2 little expansions that I do have on there. I don't see myself getting Forsaken. Since it's going to be free before long, but they are moving everybody to 750 soon as on October the 1st. So everybody will be at 750 light on that when it first starts. And so I thought that was interesting because remember they did that before with the first Destiny, and when they did that with the first Destiny, it was to where you still had to go through and grind in order to be able to get all your get all your powers and do all that type of stuff. So it was but it was easy. Like you just go through and pop everybody's heads and it wouldn't, wasn't very difficult. So I'm not sure how they're going to handle it this time. Hopefully they don't do it the same way because I did not like that. And I like the idea of grinding through that game a little bit, not a whole lot, but grinding through a little bit's fun because at least it's fun gameplay. Because if you could just pop the head off everything there, it's not fun to me. I want a little bit of a challenge, but so in October the 1st, when all that switches over, it'll be interesting. And there's an IRPC clan, by the way, because I created it a long time ago. It's me and No Pants. And No Pants, I think, got himself kicked out accidentally because he actually had it on Xbox One and on PC. Well, he was in one clan on one and PC on he was on ours. And so, but his better characters were on Xbox. So he had to, when he transferred everything over, he transferred those and he thinks it kicked him out. So I've got to invite him back in to IRPC that way, but should be fun. And he wants to go through and play, and I'll play some more because the gameplay is just phenomenal, you know. But because it's Bungie, but hopefully they repair all the shit that got fucked up with the game starting October the 1st. But we'll see. That's all I got.
Okay, fine then. I will go. Baka and I started playing Saints Row the Third, like we talked about last week. I made him play it with me the other night, and it was fun. Turns out
She
Baka
has
makes
some regrets.
Baka makes fun of me for driving, but he's not good at it either.
Yeah,
we already knew this. Remember
both of you were
Halo?
bad.
Hey, y'all all make fun
I
of me. If you're
drove
gonna make fun
the
of me, it better
Warthog
be
into
because
the
you're better
building.
than me. Because I was like, I
Yeah.
crashed the car, and he was like, you're not a good driver. I stole us another car while he was shopping. I was like, I stole us a car. I'll let you drive this time. Did a U-turn and immediately crashed into something. I was like, well then, I'm glad that I'm learning from the best here.
Can't talk shit unless you're better than them.
Right?
Yeah, that's okay. I have a broom I can fly around on now.
He does. He has all the DLC stuff, and I didn't know what this weird sound was. It was him flying a broom car thing. Flying
broom car?
Yeah, yep. As dude
So
is
it's not like Harry Potter
crazy.
broom. It's like
Yeah, it's like a Harry Potter broom. It just makes like
Okay.
spaceship sounds. So
that's weird.
it does. And he picked the one of the options for your voiceover in Saints Row 3 is a zombie voice. So he picked that one, and it is hilarious. Like, at one point he was driving, and his guy was having in a dialogue, and it's just this, like, zombie growling, and then people responding to him like they knew what he said, and we had to stop driving because we were laughing so hard. It was so funny.
He even like when he's going, he's just like.
Yeah, it is so funny. I don't know why. It's hilarious to me, and everybody's like, yeah, I know what you mean, boss. It's like, you don't even know what he said. Baka has all the cool guns. Scared the crap out of me with the fish gun.
Yeah. There's a with the DLC stuff. There's a fish shotgun thing that fires chum and hits people, and it makes a shark come up out of the street.
See, I didn't know that part. Baka's like, let's try this gun out. We found a guy, and so he shot it at him, and it just shot some fish down on the ground, and I was like, I don't think that really does a whole lot of damage. I was about to walk away, and this giant shark comes out of the ground right in front of me, scared the crap out of me, and ate the dude. I was like, not prepared for that to happen.
There's also an octopus gun.
Yeah, it's a mind
That
control
mind
gun. It's so funny. The little octopus lands on somebody's head and
the
is
stuff
like,
that they come up with. The stuff that they come up with is crazy to me.
Creative
sit
with the
there-
designer.
we
Now this
sit around
was
and watch.
his first time to play through it, or you didn't finish it last time. I can't remember what you said last time. Baka.
He doesn't remember most of it. Like I don't know how much he had played.
I
before.
remember the bank heist in the beginning, and I think that's about it.
Yeah. So
That
this
is
is all.
That part sets the tone for that entire fucking game, and I just absolutely loved it. Like the first time I ever played that and saw that was like ridiculous. But I love that because you're not gonna get that from GTA. That's what I love about the fact. It's like they went. First two, yes, very close to GTA, and I love the fact that the third one they're like, fuck the world, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want to. We're gonna create this. This is gonna be like straight up Michael Bay style. Crazy shit going on.
Don't say Michael Bay style. Baka will never play it with me, and that's not entirely true. It's not like it's stupid fun, but it still has a decent story to go along with it.
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
You know, within the context of the craziness that happens. So, I'm pretty excited, and I'm looking forward to when we can play again. But I don't know when that's going to be because World of Warcraft is coming out tomorrow, the classic stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm debating on whether or not I want to skip out on making Red Dead videos this week just so that I can play some GTA Saints Row with Baka guilt-free and then go back at it next week because I have a 3-day weekend. So that's actually 3 real days. I'm super excited, you guys. Also, I'm on all my old crack. Like Red pointed it out to me, and I didn't really think about it. But I'm playing Saints Row with Baka. I'm playing some Dragon Age on my own, and we're about to start playing World of Warcraft really heavy. So like 3 of my biggest time sinks, I just jumped
There's
into
only
it
one
once.
more missing from that entire thing, and I see you downloading it at some point. Sims 2.
Oh, that's not. I have to download it. That's never uninstalled. It's never
So you
uninstalled.
Yeah, every now and then I'll just go in there and she'll be playing it. So
Yeah, so there you go.
I thought about it
It's
last
like-
week, but I was like, I really can't afford that. Like,
That soaks up 10 to 12 hours of your time, like every time, and it's hilarious to me because it's just like you get into everything that's on there.
I can't afford Sims right now because I don't have that kind of time. So we'll see. If there's no Red Dead this week, I'm sorry. Apparently I have no self-control. So we'll see.
tell me about it.
Shut up, don't you judge me. Chicken, what have you been doing?
Play Overwatch. Played some League, which I only play ARAMs these days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old now. I've been playing the game for far too long, so now I just play ARAMs. Earlier this week, I saw that they released a new game new games on Game Pass, and one of the games was Kingdom Come Deliverance. Except when I saw the picture, it said console. It was like console, and then one other game they added to PC, and I was like, no, I don't want to play this, because I even told Grif too. I was like, I want to play it on PC, damn it. Then when I happened to open up my Game Pass and look, it was available for PC. So
Is it really?
I was like, oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me right now. So I was like, I'm doing it. And I downloaded it. Man, first of all, the game is huge. It's 66 gigs.
I can't believe that you
God.
downloaded that like a few days before freaking WoW comes out of all games for you to do.
Needed something to burn through some time, in which case it does. Okay, so there's no character customization. You're playing a story, like a huge story that you're pretty much free to interpret and play as you feel to play. But the tutorial sets it up, kind of, get to see how the world works and whatnot, and then it throws you into the shit real fucking quick. And by the time you're done with the tutorial, you're fucking running for your life. You're like, oh god!
How many?
I died
that's like
so
just
many
the quintessential
times.
game.
I died so many times just trying to get out of the tutorial. Maybe it's because I'm bad or something, but oh
Is it
my
Dark
god.
Souls like? Like
No.
is
It's like it's like a first-person Skyrim. Like it is a pure medieval style. Like you are just a guy in the 14th century, and you have to learn like swordsmanship, everything, and it's very intricate too. Like you'll take your different body parts can take different damage. You need to eat. You need to sleep. You have to take care of your person. It's very, very, very intricate, because if you don't eat, your stamina bar slowly goes, like, it just starts deteriorating until you have no stamina at all.
Right.
And if your character gets too tired, you'll just pass out on the ground for hours.
That's like me in
Like
real life.
you have to sleep. You have to eat. You have to keep yourself protected. Like it's just so many intricacies to this game, which is what I wanted to when I was part of the reason why I wanted to play it. But it's on Game Pass, and now I can play it without having to worry about buying it for now. But Classic WoW is coming out, so I won't get to spend too much time in there. But it will probably be my fallback game that I can kind of fall into for a while, which I'll probably be playing today.
After the
while.
show.
Yes.
Whilst I may
Well-
or may not be playing Saints Row. Yeah.
Maybe. We got the League of Legends finals today, so I'll be watching that.
That's a tough choice,
So
man.
I don't know how much. Yeah, I know, right? But that's all I've played this week.
Speaking of the finals, who's in? I mean, I know, but I figured you could mention it on the show. Why not?
Oh, it's Team Liquid
Yeah, go
and
Team
Cloud9.
Liquid.
Two
I
of the
saw that they were
biggest
playing last
orgs.
night when I got off.
They were no, that may have been the Dota tournament. Yeah,
Was
'cause
it?
Team Liquid
I
got
don't know. It
second
was
place
just
in
playing.
the Dota
Something was
tournament.
loud as shit. I didn't see which one it was. It was just I'd logged into Twitch, and when I logged into Twitch, the first thing that popped up, and I heard them talking about Team Liquid, and of course the shoutcaster is loud as shit, yelling at the screen.
Yeah, Dota 2 International. They had their finals last night, and Origin won. Team Liquid got second. They put up a good fight, though. They made the whole run through the losers bracket, so they're pretty good. Second place isn't too bad for getting knocked out early.
No kidding. Don't call it a comeback.
I've been here for years. Sorry.
Well, that's why they have
We
the
old,
losers
but we get to
bracket.
do things.
You guys want to talk about some news?
Sure.
The
There's
5
some, like,
articles
there's
that we
not
have?
a whole lot. Oh,
not a whole
you
lot,
didn't
but-
you didn't put it in there, but you mentioned having to sleep and everything, and I saw like in your game, Chicken, or I guess down there, I saw that in Death Stranding, apparently you have to do all of that stuff too, including like taking bathroom breaks and things. Well, I think that's a little extreme, but okay.
It's going to be how it is in Cyberpunk, too.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about that too, and I don't.
You have to
You have to go
use
pee.
the restroom?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like apparently the screenshot that I saw is like you should do this away from others and other people's property, and I'm like, so I can't even just like pee wherever I want now. I have to go do it like a real person. I don't want this to be real Second Life.
Yeah, I
want
don't
to
like that in a
imagine
video
not doing
game.
those.
Because both games are single player too, right?
Yeah.
See, there's no reason for that. I'm sorry. Like, game developers, cool. But let's take that little bit of time that you made me take a piss and put something else in the game. Whatever
I just
that
don't
mechanic
understand,
is.
like,
Make it
let's
a
not
mini game that gives you
micromanage that.
bonuses.
There you go. Like, look, make it one of those things. I go to the urinal for my particular character, and there's like a little, because I've actually seen this at a urinal, and this is sad that it's there, but it's like, it looks like a little soccer goal with a little ball with a string attached to it. And you
Ew.
could just keep trying to score. I mean, at least you got
nasty.
something there.
Who's gonna
Or a
clean
target
that?
or something.
Well, wouldn't it splash all over the place?
Oh
no,
no,
it's
this
fine.
is where the show went. Like first thing, I'm sorry everybody.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
was my fault too. I understand it in The Sims or something like that because it's a life simulation. However,
Right.
this is like a game with objectives and whatnot, and
It's another life
I
simulation.
can just
Congratulations.
pretend that there's downtime in which I went pee. Like I don't need.
What if you're, well, here's the
that.
thing. What if you're like in Cyberpunk, because we don't know that much about it, but what if it's one of those things to where you're having to go from point A to point B and you're in a car? Do you have to stop in order to take a piss? Or does the game know you're in the car and you just have to wait until you get to wherever the location is? Well, then you're in the heat of battle. I mean,
You pee
you know,
yourself,
there's like,
and then you're gross.
you
I
know?
guess you get a gross debuff. Like you
I guess
nasty.
nobody
Nobody
wants to be
wants
near
talk to you. Go wash
I
your
don't
clothes.
understand the concept of that. It's so weird. Like,
Well, and then
I
it
mean-
begs the question: if you force your character to wait forever, does it eventually start causing you health problems? Like, how
think
in
so.
depth are we going with this stupid mechanic that we don't need?
like, why do we need this in a game?
We don't. That's the thing. We
Well,
don't.
I guess the
need
good
it.
thing with Death Stranding, a lot of the footage we've seen is out in the middle of open field, so that would
Yeah,
be
but
the
what if
case.
there's somebody's fields? You can't just pee on other people's properties. That's rude.
Well, and technically you can, as long as they're not seeing you.
Oh, then it becomes a stealth minigame.
There you go.
Hide behind trash cans.
Then it becomes a hobo simulator, and we've got dibs on hobos
now
on
we
a
do
train.
need the. Now we do need the cardboard from Metal Gear to help hide us.
Oh my god!
It becomes an outhouse. It like pops up. Boop.
I didn't mean to derail
opens
it.
up,
I
walk
know
in.
that's really a non-issue kind of thing, but I saw it and I was like, why does this exist? I'm gonna mention it on the show, and now
Yeah,
I
I don't. That doesn't. I'm glad you brought it up because I really don't understand why I need that in a fucking game. I don't. Why do I need to pee in a game?
I
'Cause your
don't
character's
know.
gotta pee.
And here's the thing, going back to what she was talking about too, like when it comes to the health issue, does it mean if you're not peeing as often as you should, now your bladder shrinks up a little bit and so you have to pee more often as a character? You know? Or does it mean you're strengthening your bladder and therefore you don't have to pee as much? See?
You have to poop too. I imagine that
Ooh.
would be harder in Death Stranding because you're in the wilderness, right?
Oh, or it
Opposite
could
way.
be like Ark and it just pops out.
I think if they want you to take into account etiquette, they're probably not just gonna have it pop out.
Just run
Oh, I
along
gotta
and
go.
then just kind of.
All right, I'm done.
I'm gonna blame this on the fact that this is my second cup of coffee with Kahlua in it. So
Do you think there's dialogue that goes along with this mechanic?
I hope not. It's bad enough
Your
that you make me
urinals, there was
have
no
to go.
dialogue.
And in Cyberpunk, does your character like play on the phone while he's going?
Oh, that's a good
It's
one.
a mini game.
Maybe
There's
not
your
his
mini
phone. He
game
just
part
play
of
on his
it.
arm.
Yeah, there's your mini game. Now you pull up like whatever phone game that you got on that's on there, you know. You could have like a game that's similar to like Chuzzle.
Well, and I
You have
also-
another
Hey
game
now,
that's like
chill out
Tetris.
because they're gonna start putting games on the phone, games on the phones in the games, and then microtransactions on those phone games in the
No.
game.
Oh my god, no.
What if they did not like real microtransactions, but just like your character
in-game
currency, yeah.
your game currency turned around.
I do have
it's-
another auxiliary thing to
God.
wonder about that though. How much more difficult will it be if you're playing a female character versus a male character? Because in Cyberpunk, theoretically, you can customize. So if that's still
That's right.
like, so if I'm playing a female character, I can't just be like, well, I'm here in this alley, here we go. Like you guys
I mean,
can.
you
That's,
can.
That's
Pop
an
a squat,
unfair
gotta go, man.
advantage.
Yeah, I mean, you can. You can.
I'm gonna say that's not fair.
Or to balance it, it's like either way you have to like go find a restroom. So if you're in the middle of a shootout, you just kind of like bolt towards the nearest restroom and
middle
lock
of
the
a
door.
Bad guys. Give me just a second, bad guys. I gotta pee.
I call
Okay,
timeout.
give me
I
a
gotta
sec.
go. I guess the upside is maybe you guys would get a debuff because dude bathrooms are usually grosser than ladies, so maybe we get like a comfort buff from being in a nice
a comfort.
bathroom.
That was good pee. Here's your buff.
Yes.
Yes,
you
I
get
need this now.
bonuses for enjoying your go.
Enjoying your go.
I'm sorry. This is a weird
Hmm.
show already. Do we have real news to talk about now? I'm sorry.
No, Microsoft was being creepy.
Oh, okay. So continue on
See,
with
yeah,
weird
fine.
news.
Well
Let's
played.
go from one
Well
creepy
played.
thing to another.
That was a great transition, Baka. I will give you credit on that one. So let's talk about
Awesome.
Microsoft being creepy. They like to listen to you a lot. You know.
If you have a device, and this is for everybody, if you have a device in your house that can hear you, they listen to you, period.
And
That's
everybody
just how the world
does.
works. Yeah, like your phone, they definitely can listen to you on your phone, which is why I unplugged my my mic every time I'm done using it. So I just
Your phone's
turn it
still
over there.
around,
Same.
too.
Yeah, I know, right? If they want to listen to me bad enough, they can.
It's a
use
little
my
more
phone.
difficult to break into the phone than it is to the microphone.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
microphone on
as
the
long as
PC
this
there.
thing is hooked up, it's pretty easy. That's why I turned my camera off too, or I unplugged my camera and my mic. Whenever
Well,
I'm
you
not
know what?
using it.
I unplugged my Kinect because it didn't listen to me. So
Oh, it was listening to you. It just chose not
it was
to
being
listen to
obstinate. Thanks.
you. Yes.
That means that the Kinects are like cats. They can hear you. They know what you're saying to them. They just choose to ignore you.
Yeah, so basically, so we can get to where the articles actually say
Sorry.
what we're talking about on this. No, it's all right. Is basically you have contractors that had worked with Microsoft saying that they had actually recorded people talking through the Kinect, and a lot of it was children, which is the disturbing part to me. And the idea is to help with their analytics and how to make sure that the product was better. And the same thing I told Grif when we talked about this, her and I talked about this in private the other day. I don't have a problem with the fact that they're gathering information like that. I do have a problem with the fact that it's not digital information that they're being handed, maybe saying these are instances, but it's something that you should opt into, not something that should be standard. Like it should be to where I hit a button that says I'm okay with that. Similar to, when you'll get something on there and it says, are you cool with us? If there's a problem with the system or other, you're helping make this product better. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, like an opt-in.
Then-
Like it has to be an
and-
opt-in,
yeah.
not an automatic on. It needs to be an opt-in with your, express knowledge of what's happening. Not
Right.
hidden somewhere in the terms of, do you want to turn this Xbox on? Click yes or no, like kind of thing.
Right.
Because I feel like that's a little different. That's definitely creepy, especially since, it's listening to your children or your private conversations, all of that kind of thing.
Just don't say your credit card info out loud.
I will read you my credit card right now.
Real quick.
Super quick.
Oh.
I do think it's weird that,
Right.
that they would do that with knowing that it would be recording kids and whatnot. There wasn't a pop-up that said, hey, by the way, we're doing this. And parents wouldn't know about it. So...
I just saw Ollie just posted right after I posted the article. Because, guys, I literally post these live as we do this. And he just put, I want said dick butt in front of my Xbox.
Ollie, they heard you. It's okay. They've heard all of the mean things that I say to people. So, don't worry. I've said worse. And when I say to people, I mean I keep it to myself. I don't actually say things in voice chat. So it also heard me rage a lot about things that I can't do.
Yes.
Well, it's like the old FIFA games. They used to red card you on if it heard you say something derogatory.
Oh my
It'd
god!
warn you the first time.
I'm not playing.
Yep.
I'm not playing with people. I'm not talking in any sort of chat.
I had to turn it off because I'd get yellow card, red carded because I would say something that sounded like fuck or something, and it would just boop, red card me, and I'm like, no.
I wish that guy would duck. Red card. What?
Exactly. Oh, that was a nice hit. Thought I said shit. Yellow.
Right.
I don't know.
No.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Stop it, Xbox. So yeah, that's a thing now.
Oh my god. Let's see. What else we got?
Oh, we could talk about the other shitty company.
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Well, yeah. I mean, to be fair,
have
we've
to
got
be
their
more
competition,
specific.
and then we have a developer as well. That's a shitty
well, a
company.
discussion from earlier this year. Remember Riot
There we go.
Games? It came out with all that pretty toxic workplace.
Yeah.
So
the
they
NDAs
have finally,
and all that.
yes, they have finally settled.
Oh, arbitration. Arbitration agreements. That's what it
arbitration.
was.
Yes, they settled the class action lawsuit. We don't know how it ended. That's all. I'm pretty sure all that stuff is under the NDA, whatnot. But apparently it is settled, and the employees feel. I guess there's some sort of satisfaction coming from their side. So I think it may have turned out for the best. But still probably going to be a long time before we see any actual improvement
it's so early
inside the
on
company.
in the settlement and everything that they're not giving any details yet, and
Yes.
like you said, we probably won't know for a while before.
Yeah, but I thought I'd just update everybody on that story as it's, progressed throughout this year so far.
We updated you on stuff that we talked about like months ago, and you probably don't remember. Go back and listen to those shows. They're all still on YouTube,
Yeah.
and Podbean, and wherever else you want to listen to us. Spotify, iTunes.
If you got long commutes, that's the best time to listen to us. I'm just saying, because you're thinking, I really want to listen to music, but then you think, I want to listen to 4 individuals have conversations about gaming that are awesome. That's us.
I listen to
That's where you
podcasts
wanna-
when I play like strategy sim type games. So
I wouldn't be able to
get
think.
yourself some Surviving Mars because it's slow, or some Tropico. Put on a podcast, us in the side, and you're good to go.
Works out really good. See? No problem. I actually have shout out to a friend of mine that actually just started listening to us like a month ago, and he travels a lot for work, and so he's going through the backlog too, and he's like, y'all are so great to listen to. He goes, I'm gonna actually have to watch the YouTube though, because when y'all get animated about stuff,
Oh,
I want to
man.
see the actual facial
Ooh.
expressions. So shout out to Music AMR, which I'll
Hey,
see him
also, I'm sorry
Wednesday.
because apparently my sister has pointed it out to me that sometimes I have resting bitch face where I'm listening, but my listening face looks angry. I'm sorry. I'm not always angry, and I can see my video right now, and I just don't realize it.
Not
when I'm
always. That was the part that she
Sometimes I am
Most
angry.
of the time.
Let's be honest. But not all of the time. Sometimes I really am just listening, but apparently my listening face is also angry.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Fair enough.
You'll know when I'm angry. Carry on.
Oh.
People.
In other, I guess, that was good news. Bad news, the Uncharted film has lost yet another
Oh my
director.
god. I'm so shocked.
surprised?
You guys, that's weird. Not surprising at all. I mean, they've been trying to make a couple of video game movies for like 30 years now. Uncharted being one of them. Halo being another one. I mean, Gears. They're still trying to make a Gears movie that they've been talking about since like Gears 2 launched. So,
Right?
The
I
issue is
am
most people know that the
surprised.
video game movies are not always the greatest.
well, it's
No,
partly
they're not.
because a lot of the time people working on them don't know the source material well enough because they're not into the games. They're just like making them paycheck. And it's hard to
Well, it's also
squeeze
hard
a
to
big game
condense.
into 2 hours of
Yeah.
movie. I
Well, and the guy that left is Dan Trachtenberg, I guess is how you say his name. Which,
The 5th director. Good gracious.
yeah, well, he did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which
Ooh,
was
that
pretty good. It was pretty good. So he did that one. He's done an episode of Black Mirror. He's also done an episode of The Boys, which The Boys is fantastic. That's on Amazon Prime. And then really nothing else is on there.
What did he do for Black Mirror?
The playtest, 2016.
Okay, I may have seen
So I'm interested because if you think about how those movies and TV shows and stuff are done, I would have been interested to see which direction he would have taken something like Uncharted, because those are kind of creepy.
Those are sci-fi aspects, and
so I'm not really sure he was necessarily a great fit anyway to start with, but at the same time, I think it's weird that this news is coming out right now at the same time that we just got the news this week that Disney and Sony can't make an agreement when it comes to Spider-Man. So it's like, I think it's very odd that it happens to be the same week since Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake. So I don't see this movie coming to light ever. I mean, we've been talking about this since 2010 when Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake, and
thank God that never happened.
Guys, just let the fans make the damn movie and you put your license on it. Because the Nathan Fillion one was really fucking good.
Let Nathan Fillion make it. He'll do it himself, which would be perfect because he would be. You could set that in the after the last game, because he would be an older Nathan having to maybe go save his daughter.
He looks like it too.
Yeah,
he looks like an older Nathan Drake.
He does, but he's still got the personality and everything. I'd watch that movie. I'd watch the crap out of that movie.
Yes, I don't know why that is so hard for them to do. Like, take this guy, make a movie with him. We want it.
He's obviously on board.
No.
I mean,
why would we ever give the fans what they want outside of Deadpool?
Well, and that's one of the things that
fans
I think
don't know what they want. They're just fans.
Well, let's
it's old guys sitting in a boardroom. They know what you want.
Well, that's the thing is they're not making a movie. They don't make those movies for us, the people who play those games. They make those movies for people who don't play those games, because they're trying to capitalize on the little bit of revenue that you'll get from us coming in, but they also want that general populace view. So they don't make it for us.
But look at the brilliant thing that they did with Deadpool. Like, you had the Ryan Reynolds little test thing that everybody saw, and it went viral. Mm-hmm. As soon as they did that, they go, well, now we have to make the movie because everybody's wanting this movie to happen. And look how successful that was.
Well, it's the same thing with the Nathan Fillion one. That thing went crazy. It blew up like mad.
But Sony's not the same as Marvel doing. So they're sitting there all they got to do is...
Like Fox, when they see their fan base and stuff go... nuts for something, they'll do it. So Sony is not that way, unfortunately.
No.
Why would we listen to fans? That's weird.
They don't know what they want, which is why we're now getting classic WoW, because people ask for it, but you guys don't know what you're asking for. You don't really want that.
You think you
and
do,
now
but
you
you
have
don't.
to give it to us because everybody made such a big deal. Maybe the people who enjoy your franchises might actually know what they like. Maybe.
Some people like chocolate ice cream. Some people like vanilla.
Exactly. I just watched that video today too. I'm getting all
Did
hyped
you really?
up.
Yeah, he's living on hype right now. I don't even think he's gonna eat today. He's gonna keep watching videos and living on that. It gives him sustenance.
All these years have culminated into these last 24 hours.
These next 24 hours.
These next 24 hours.
What else do you want to talk about?
Along with since we're on the Sony train, if you will, of course, Spider-Man, which was probably one of the most touted games for Sony this past year, along with that one and God of War. The developer of that game, Insomniac Games, is now officially part of PlayStation. So they've been purchased by Sony, and so they are a first-party developer now. And so the only sad part about that to Grif, I know, is going to be the fact that they did Sunset Overdrive exclusively for Xbox One. So I am interested to see what happens, if anything can happen with that franchise.
A multi-platform sequel. Come on. You could do it. It would be
I don't know if we'll see a sequel.
Totally doable. That game was amazing, and if you haven't played it yet, I am mad at you.
Definitely play it. It's on Game Pass, I think.
It is on Game Pass.
Pick it up. Yeah, make it happen.
It's also on Steam, so even if you're not doing Game Pass and you're a PC player, it is on Steam for like $20, I want to say.
Has anybody played it on Steam just to see the difference in quality?
I haven't. I was gonna buy it and I forgot. I forgot because I got really busy when it first popped up, and I just haven't. I've been
Right.
on my other crack. I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
That you haven't bought it? Great.
Yeah, I do. I feel pretty bad about that.
You better do it before it becomes an Epic exclusive.
Oh
So-
my god.
You know what's gonna happen? Because Sony and Epic are in bed together, so this is what you get. That's what happens.
I will punch someone. Yeah, but Microsoft's
Well-
really against that. Microsoft owns the property. So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Ha!
Well, if
Good
you
point.
look at their past games, though, they already did a lot of stuff for PlayStation exclusively.
Yeah. It was just, I think it was one of those, they hired him to do that. And
Well, they just did the
that's-
Spider-Man game, so.
Yeah, and I mean, if Spider-Man being as good as it is, I definitely understand why Sony was like, yeah, let's just go ahead and make sure that you keep making that kind of quality for us.
Well, they also did like the Ratchet and Clank games and things
And
like
Spyro
that.
and all that stuff. Do you think
Yeah.
we get a new Spyro game? Because we got a Ratchet and Clank
Yeah.
not too long ago, right? So
I
Wasn't
could see
the
it.
Ratchet and
Spyro's
Clank
not
one kind of
owned
just-
by Insomniac though.
Yeah, that's true. Not the rights.
Do
are-
what now?
Somebody
owns
else
Spyro?
has the rights to that.
Activision.
Oh,
And
okay.
Activision is not going to go exclusive. They want to make the most amount of money, and that's the most platforms. So
Yes.
I don't see an exclusivity deal on that one.
True that. So 2016, yeah, they did the Ratchet and Clank for PlayStation 4. I don't know how that one was.
I didn't hear much about it. I don't
I know
recall
the
hearing
movie.
much
I
about
know
it.
the movie that they created was absolute shit, but I don't know how
Oh,
the
nice.
game was. I mean, that's like a quote. I'm pretty sure from somebody.
Yeah, you right now. You just said it.
Besides me, could be. Too funny.
Uh,
And they're working on a game called Stormland that's for Windows. So I'd be interested to see too if that kind of goes away since it's Microsoft. They're just like,
maybe
no.
it gets pushed over to PlayStation instead.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could be. So, which this is the second studio this year that Sony's purchased. First one they bought was in January. This year, they bought a Canadian company called Autokinetic, which doesn't seem like it has much of a like their actual games. They don't even have them listed anywhere, so I don't know why they bought this particular company, but but I see them buying up more because they're looking at Microsoft, who keeps purchasing more. I think it's just going to be kind of a regular thing for them. And then I believe they closed down. Yeah, they closed Gorilla Cambridge 2 years ago. But the last thing that I think they announced, let me look and see. They really haven't bought anybody recently. This is the first time that they've really purchased anyone or acquired anyone in a long time. So maybe they're just looking at expanding that out because they're looking at Microsoft, who's bought like 7 companies in a year.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, we might need to buy some stuff. And now that they got all the Spider-Man money, then they can just
Spider-Man money.
they can just put it up there.
I guess okay. So this conversation has made me think about it. We are upset with Epic for buying exclusivity to games. Are we upset with people like Microsoft and Sony for buying studios? Because I feel like even with those studios, a lot of times they'll acquire them, but it's still possible for it to have a multi-platform release.
I think
depending
Microsoft
on-
is willing to have the multi-platform, which I think is why you still see Minecraft sitting on PlayStation right now. And even though it was controversial at the time because PlayStation's like, oh, well, you're not going to be able to leak your account the same way and all that crap. Microsoft wants their stuff on all the platforms. They don't really care. They want it to be about the gamers, I believe. Where Sony wants to hold on to what they have because their exclusivity they feel is all they have, which I think is part of it's a cultural thing. I think that because if you look at Nintendo, that's how Nintendo's been built the way that they are. Their exclusive stuff has made them who they are, and they put out really good exclusive stuff. Sony puts out really good exclusive stuff too. If you think of what Naughty Dog puts out and some of their other the first party stuff, or even is it From Software that does
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Dark
So
Souls.
So that company will put out stuff has put out stuff that's exclusive to PlayStation. And then, for a long time, Square Enix did stuff that was exclusive to PlayStation. So they always have this thing to where they seem to be bringing in people that make really quality games, and then they buy that exclusivity. And this allows them to have another first party that allows them to be able to hold on to that. I don't have much of an issue to it if they own the company. Where I have a problem with Epic, as we proved last week, which is the fact that Epic is literally just looking for exclusivity by buying it out. Period. We just want to buy your exclusivity. We don't want you on Steam. We only want you on our platform. Period. Done. Where I think Sony's different. It's a little, because it's your console. You're trying to keep your console alive, which they've done a great job. They're your Sony fanboys love Sony. That's just who they are.
Same thing with Xbox,
and they have a right to, because it's
Nintendo.
Right. Well, but I think that there are people that play Nintendo and people that play Xbox that also own a PlayStation, where there's a lot of people that own PlayStation that don't own the others.
I would argue that
PlayStation is more of like
I would argue that culture extends to Xbox as well. Like, not so much Nintendo, because usually Nintendo has managed to make itself the auxiliary console to everything. You always have this and a Nintendo. But I feel like Xbox has a lot of hardcore fans, too, where they don't own or won't own the other system. Because
I do see that there's going to be some there, but I think it was more so during the 360.
Oh, that was definitely a big...
Yeah. Because with the One, I think it was one of those things where people were like, okay, I feel like PlayStation's giving us more right off the bat. And you had those people that explored the other direction. And then once the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X came out and were more powerful machines, and able to give them the true 4K and all that, as technology improved, I think you have those people that own both, but they're willing... Now they've kind of dabbled in PlayStation and are more willing to do this. Where the PlayStation people... still to this day go, which one's the more powerful? It's like literally the Xbox One X is. It's not yours.
Or PC.
Yeah.
PC's more powerful than both.
Yeah. So. And I think that did help people go to more toward PC too. I think people started doing more towards the PlayStation stuff. So, I mean, sort of the PC
kind
stuff
of like
after
two consoles duking it out to beat the other one, so then they can try to go against PC, but it's just going to be that big boss that you can never beat, like Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. He's just going to keep knocking it down.
Well, I think that's why they really haven't done much as far as trying to take on PC, aside from Microsoft, who's like, okay, well, you have cross-play stuff that you can play on PC and on your console. With the Microsoft Store, you can play it on PC and all that.
It just joined the PC side.
Yeah, it was like, you can do both with us, because we're definitely not going to win on that, so sure, you can do both.
It's like trying to fight a giant, so instead of, making it an enemy, you make it a friend, and now you can cross into a whole new community. Like, Game Pass on PC is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think Microsoft is willing to experiment with that because they already have a platform on PC where you don't have really a good platform on PC for Sony at all. And see, that's where I think Sony's fucked up. They're getting in bed with Epic because I think they're looking at that as their platform versus setting up a decent platform app of some sort to run on Windows that you could play your old games and all that. They have that available a little bit with the PlayStation now.
So fucking good.
But the amount of, like, somebody like me that loves playing my PlayStation, but I don't pick that controller up as much as I do an Xbox controller. The availability to be able to play these games, if I could play Uncharted and all that on a PC and get it to the 4K level or whatever for the newer games, if I can get it up to that level, I am more likely to play that. And now you've expanded out. And I really think if Sony and Nintendo within the next 5 years don't put a PC client of some sort out, I would be extremely surprised. Even Nintendo.
I don't see Nintendo doing it.
Yeah,
I think they're...
Wow. I was wondering if the storms were going to roll in soon, but I guess they're here. Yeah.
They're here.
Yes. But yeah, I don't see Nintendo doing it. I feel like they're fine in their own little box and whatnot and not bringing their games over. But Sony definitely needs to get a Game Pass style app on PC so that they can tap into that market too, because I would do both. Having all of that stuff consolidated on my PC would be so nice.
If they did that, they're cutting themselves out of their console sales. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. You're going to cut yourself out of console sales and peripheral sales.
You could also argue now, though, that because you're selling something digitally, because you think about this, when you make a console, you lose money the first year.
Yeah,
because you've got everything else. You're losing money the first couple years, right? You're making money immediately if you're doing it just selling the games. And all you got to do is create the game system, sell the games that people can't play anymore unless they have an Xbox One, PS1, PS2, PS3 sitting at home, and soon to be a PS4. Because PS5 we know is going to be backwards compatible with PS4, but PS4 wasn't backwards compatible with anything. So
it was a mistake, but then they just remastered everything.
Because I tell you right now, you put SOCOM 2 on some shit on my PC, I'm playing it. It's gonna happen because SOCOM 2 I went through so many damn times, and I love that fucking game. And it's like, if you give me the chance to be able to play that game, I'm willing to play that game.
I wish we could do that. I wish we could talk all of the companies into that, just for, like, honestly, and this sounds kind of cheesy, but a historical preservation reason. Because it'd be nice for people that, like Oak's got kids. It'd be nice for him to be able to be like, all right, kids, let's sit down. These are games I used to play on the PS1. And have a way for them to play it that wasn't, a third-party sketchy emulator or something like that. Like, you would have actual access to Sony's back catalog, just so that you could be like,
cost me an astronomical amount, which is what PS Now was.
Right.
You'd
be like, this is what we used to play. You like this game that came out last year on PlayStation exclusively. Well, this is what it used to be, when your parent was playing it, or things like that. Just, It sounds stupid because it's digital and you don't really think of that as having any sort of historical impact. But if you're really into games, obviously, like we are because we do a podcast about it, it is important to us. And there is a subsect of people that would be very important to, because that is a lot of their history spent growing up and playing these games that you can't get anymore. SSX tricky. It'd be nice to be able to have somewhere for digital sales of these things.
I honestly think that Microsoft is pushing that envelope right now. I think they're the ones that are going, turn around and going, look, we've got this back catalog. And we've got certain games that are able to play on PC. Let's go ahead and open up that market to our PC crowd. And eventually you're going to see, because right now there are old Xbox games that I think you can play on there, and some Xbox 360 games that you can play on there. And that's going to continue to grow.
You can play some of them on Nintendo.
The part of doing them like that, though, is... also, it would also probably lower the market value on some of those rarer games and stuff. Kind of like with the Mario RPG, when they released it on the Wii console, it dropped from selling to over $100 to like.
But that doesn't matter to Nintendo though, because that's all secondhand sales. Nintendo doesn't see kickback from literally any of that, and there will still be collectors that want physical copies. So on the collection side of it, they're still gonna be worth something.
I'm just saying that it's probably, it'll also kind of drop the value, which I'm for, because
it would be a way for Nintendo. It would be a way for Microsoft. It would be a way for PlayStation to actually make money off of their older games again.
Instead of it all being secondhand.
Because
sales.
look at GOG. GOG.com is based on old games.
Yes,
that's the way that entire thing is based, right? So it's like, if that platform can be as successful as long as it is, why not do it with your first party stuff? So just, I'm just saying, Big Three, do what we need you to do, which is make it to where I can play your shit on PCs.
I didn't mean to, again, derail the show, because I know this is not part of the news, it's just a debate, but I felt it was important to at least touch on it, because we were talking about exclusivity, and we're not talking about it as a completely bad thing, whereas if this was something like, if Epic had announced that they bought the only PC rights to the Spider-Man game, we'd be having a friggin' fit. But I just wanted to make sure that we presented our side of it, so that we didn't sound surface hypocritical. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I derailed this again. Also, I hope everybody's enjoying the thunderstorm behind Oak. I imagine in headphones it sounds really great.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
I'm not being sarcastic. I love listening to rain.
I don't.
What's wrong with you?
Not after drinking coffee.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but... All right, what else we got in the news? Moving along.
Let's see. We've got a couple things on here. I think we had talked about before that Stranger Things we knew was going to be implemented in certain games. We weren't sure what it was. It's some of the stuff showed up a little bit in Fortnite. But what's interesting is it appears as though that Dead by Daylight is actually getting a Stranger Things map, as well as the Demigorgon and then two of the characters as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Two characters.
So I love the fact that Dead by Daylight is being used this way. Like, I've not even played the game. I've watched a friend of mine play it, and I love watching him play it. And it's really probably not my style of game, but I love watching him play it, and I can't wait until this comes out.
You would enjoy it. I'm going to tell you now. I own it, and it is a ton of fun. I only play one killer. Like, I play Michael Myers. All the different killers play different styles. Like, Michael Myers' play style is you have to stalk people. You have 3 tiers, and as your first level, you're slow. They can't hear you because you have an audio cue as the survivors whenever the killer is nearby. And for Michael Myers, his is pretty small when he's in stage 1, so you can get up on them pretty close, and you just kind of stand there and do your right click, which lets you focus. Yeah, and you kind of just stand there, which I've done several times. You just stand behind the fence and just watch them, and you watch them run back and forth, and then they'll stop and be like, "Oh shit, there he is," and then they'll take off.
You may not know this about him in real life, but Chicken can do that in real life too. Like, you will be running around doing all of your chores or whatever, or working and everything, and then all of a sudden you stop because you feel like something's in the room with you, and you look over and he's just standing there, and he has been for like 15 minutes. You're like, I could be dead right now. I'm glad you're not a crazy
pretty
person.
good at moving stealthily.
That's why he likes that character, is because he identifies.
Yes. My favorite part of playing him is that when your first little area is pretty small, but when you hit level 2, it expands so that they can hear, and they got to fix the generators and whatnot. So you'll be standing there watching them fix it, and once you hit to level 2, if you're close enough, the audio will start playing for them, and you will watch them just jump up real quick and start looking around because they hear it. And I haven't moved at all, and then they will just book off because they know that I'm nearby. And once you hit level 3, he switches his blade to his signature position.
Stabby.
And you one-shot anybody that gets close. You just, and then you just pick them up. It's like, ha ha ha. And you move really fast, too.
I too, Oak, like you, I was like, I don't think this is my cup of tea. But the more Chicken talks about it, the more I think it would be fun to play. Like, the same way that we play, like, Deceit or...
Yeah, with friends, I would definitely enjoy playing it. I couldn't see myself playing online with it. Just because I couldn't see myself loading it up. Because what makes Deceit good to me is the fact that we all can have those conversations.
We know each other.
Yeah, like, it's just, it's simple things like that, because Red's really good at trying to place blame on everybody else or whatever.
So is Chicken.
Both of them, like, and it's just, like, it's so fun because we can,
I just want to play that with you guys and let me be the killer one time, because you'll always know when I'm around, because I can't stop laughing.
Well, there's no voice communication.
Yeah, but if we're in Discord.
Well, yeah, but, I mean...
Why would we do that?
It'll be more of an audio cue that we could hear.
It's kind of sad that there's no proximity, though, because that was what was so great about Damned, was the proximity.
Oh my god. Because you would just hear this laugh the whole
I was
time.
Not doing an evil laugh. It was funny to me.
It was just giggling.
If you were being chased by you, trust me, it was evil.
I am interested. Like, I put Dead by Daylight on my wish list when it goes on sale.
You can get it pretty cheap too.
Yeah, when it goes on sale next time, I'm gonna grab it, and I'm gonna see if we can get copies for everybody so that we can fill up a lobby and play it together. Because that's literally the only way I'm gonna play it.
Oh, and make sure you pick up any of the DLC that you want while it's on sale too, because I mean they have DLCs for so many horror films. It is unbelievable.
I want to play the Demigorgon.
I want to be Steve.
Yeah, see, I've got the game. I installed it once because we talked about playing it and never did.
Yeah, it's on my wish list. The next time it goes on sale, I will be picking it up, so we can put together a night to play it at some point in like a million years, whenever it goes on sale again.
Halloween time.
Yeah, it'll probably go on around Halloween or winter.
Oh yeah,
winter,
definitely.
either way.
This last one I wanted to talk about just because I thought it was super fucking cool. So One Punch Man is getting its own fighting game.
Which sounds so unfair, because if you know anything about One Punch Man, you know that he literally is exactly what his name says. He will kill anything, like defeat any enemy in one punch. It is incredibly unfair, and he will never die. So I was like, how is this even a thing? Why would anybody do this?
Okay, so it's a 3v3 fighting game. It's kind of like the Dragon Ball Z, where each side picks 3 heroes, and then you have to fight your way through each of the 3, and then whoever wins. Except if you choose Saitama
Who is
on
One
your
Punch
side,
Man.
yes, you only get 2 characters and him. And then it's 2v3. He is on a timer. He has a hero arrival timer for 2 minutes. You have to hold out.
It's fine. You don't have to worry about it. Everybody just enjoy the thunder.
Yes. You have to hold out for 2 minutes, and doing combos or perfect blocks and whatnot reduces his counter slightly. If your 2 people can hold out long enough against the other person's 3, he shows up.
And one shot.
And when he shows up, it's
Fight's
basically over. You can't hurt him. He takes no damage at all, and he one-shots no matter what.
Yep.
Basically just one punch, and he knocks the other person out.
It's sort of
So
like...
is this how we beat Baka at a fighting game?
No,
we get the
because
One Punch
you
Man.
have to hold out with your 2 players while Baka has 3, and Baka's still going to whoop your ass. So your 2 players will be out before Saitama shows up.
That's okay, though. I would
play Saitama. I'm not going to play around with you.
I would take the chance too. I think I could do it one time just to hold out for the, like, if I get really good at guarding and whatnot, just to hold out, and then once he shows up, I'm just gonna do a little dance. I'm gonna push him around and whatnot. What you gonna do? You can't do anything to me.
I want to see the hero list. I want to know who all is gonna be in this game, because I want to play it. I'm terrible at fighting games, but my team will always be the same. It will always be Moomin Rider, Genos, and if he is in it, it will be Pretty Prisoner. I love him.
He'll probably be in it.
He should be, but he's naked, so maybe not. I don't know.
So they can work around it.
Yeah, for sure. I just find it funny that they built Saitama like this.
That's how they
super
balance
character.
the game.
They balanced him out.
So what happens when both sides have a Saitama?
Well, whoever gets there first, because the combos shorten the timer.
It's one or the other, right?
Well, I mean, I could see you being able to have duplicates on the other side, but I do think that then it would come into a time race. Who can do the best combos and blocks, because that's going to shorten the timer, and whoever does the most of those has the shorter timer.
Yeah, but Saitama still has to hit me, so if I can dodge his ass long enough.
Oh, it's so easy to hit, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, when Saitama shows up, like, it's pretty much over. He's just gonna
it's so easy to land hits with him.
Well,
you can't
here's
block
the thing.
or anything.
If combos and stuff shorten the timer, you're still fucked.
I mean, yeah. It's just, that's what I'm saying, though, is like, if you had it on both sides, it's just whoever does the most of those. Whoever shortens the timer the most. And there's Saitama
Yeah, because
arrives
then Saitama
first.
arrives, and then he just hits the other dude, and you lose.
I would love to know
that
what
strategy
happened
of
if
just
they showed
like
up at the same time.
hiding in a corner, like.
Good luck with that.
I can still throw you. I can. There's still plenty.
Do you think it's a lockout though? Do you think it's one of those where, like,
once
if you choose these characters, then nobody else can choose those characters?
No. Most fighting games don't do that.
Yeah, you could probably pick both of them, but and no, there's no way to stop
punch
him.
each other at the same time.
Like, he basically just comes in and
it's a draw.
a hit. Like, you could try to block or do anything, he'll just break through your guard and just one shot you.
Because that's
Well,
what he
we'll
does.
have to test that. Like, both sides, just pick them. Don't do anything. Just let the timers go down.
I wonder if you can pick 2 Saitamas. Or
You'd have to.
If he's the only hero that gets locked out from that.
I just want to fill up my team
That would be cheat bullshit, and that unbalances the game too much. Because then it becomes whoever manages to get over it and pick him first.
Well, yes and no, but then you're
putting
down
yourself
a person.
at a disadvantage. Yeah, exactly. Now
Not
he
to
has
mention
Saitama, you still have to beat.
But not to mention when you go online, that a lot of the fighting games, like, you don't go, okay, well, I'm going to pick a character, then you pick a character. It's like, no, this is my team. I'm going to go online and play.
Well, this is This is definitely going to be more of a satire fighting game. I don't think they're looking for balance in any respect.
Right.
This is not
Which
the new
it's like, oh,
Tekken,
sucks for
know?
you. Yep. Like, I'm pretty sure they're just like, whatever. No give a fuck. This game ain't going to be balanced. We have a character that can't take any damage. It can one-shot everybody. I don't give a fuck.
We're going to have to test this when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm super interested. It's coming out for PC, PlayStation, Xbox One. So keep an eye on it. I will definitely be keeping my eye on it.
I like the idea of that timer, though. I think it's so cool.
The hero arrival system. Oh,
Yes.
it's neat.
So neat. So neat. Cool. Anything else?
No, I guess we'll go before the storm gets super bad.
Yes, please. My game has already started.
Go Team Liquid.
Lord. We appreciate everybody who hangs out with us each and every week at Infinite Respawn. As always, you can check us out on Twitter at InfiniteResPC. You can check me out personally at MDBOaktree. Check out Grif.
At Grif Slanum.
Check out Chicken.
I'll eat chicken 313.
Check out Baka.
At Baka Pickle.
Also, make sure that you go to Grif's YouTube channel where there may or may not be Red Dead Redemption 2 this week.
Probably
but if there's not, you have a whole back catalog that you can go through and enjoy that. So, there's lots of stuff on there. So make sure you check her out. It's on there, which is now being added to, it's now even added in my Discord. So if you're listening and you're part of my Discord, it gets added every time she adds something, and every time Infinite Respawn adds something, it gets added.
Hey, if you're listening and you're just now realizing that I've been doing YouTube stuff, what are you even listening to? What is your problem?
Right.
I talk about it every week.
Right.
Open your ears.
So if you're lazy and you're not able to click on YouTube unless it's inside of a Discord that you're on, then just click on that, and then you have that available to you.
Serious,
I mean, really. Come on. Also, make sure that you go to twitch.tv/EliteChicken313. Chicken, what you got this week?
Wow.
Wow. Do you even have to answer?
Wow.
Wow.
Well, tonight.
Wow. I know, but I like to
tonight's
hear you
probably
say,
just
wow.
going to be Overwatch. Maybe if I stream tonight, it'll be Overwatch. Something to
The Overwatch.
pass the time.
And then you got WoW. And that starts on the 26th.
No,
When?
that
What
starts
time?
it's the 26th.
It's the 26th.
Sorry, everybody
tomorrow.
else is the 27th. My bad.
Whenever I get home.
Yeah.
It's
as soon
5
as we get
p.m.
home.
for us.
As soon as we get home,
Okay.
we'll load up into the queue because we'll probably be waiting
So
for 16
6
hours.
Eastern is when the queue starts. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, wait, are we rolling on Westfall?
We don't know yet.
We'll talk about it after the show, okay?
Okay.
We'll figure that out. Also, next week I won't be on the show because I'll be in Seattle for PAX West. So make sure that you keep track on that Twitter as I check out new games and all that good stuff. So, but I'll be streaming Monday and Tuesday, and then leaving out on Wednesday to save myself $300 on a plane ticket. Dumbest thing ever. But I will. So just kind of keep an eye on that Twitter, and I'll post as much as I can. And hopefully it's not storming where I'm going.
Well,
It's so
we'll be here
ridiculous
all
right
week.
now. Appreciate it.
You're
For
going
Infinite
to
Respawn, I'm
Seattle,
Oaktree.
so yes.
I'm Griff.
I'm chicken.
Baka.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Please hang up and try again.